Class 8. Geography.
Chapter 3: Natural Resources, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife.
Hello children, welcome back again to your last video of Social Studies, Chapter 3 Geography. In this video, we'll be learning about the conservation of natural vegetation and distribution of wildlife. So let us start. The first topic is conservation of natural vegetation. Humans have destroyed much of the natural vegetation. Burning, clearing and felling of trees for fuel and to make way for agriculture, industry, settlements, these are the main causes for the destruction. So we see that why the human beings, they are destroying the forest. They are destroying the forest for fulfilling their various requirements, like they are cutting the trees for fuel, and they also cut the vegetation, they remove the vegetation for doing agriculture, as we know that our country is an agrarian country. And they are also destroying the forest and the natural vegetation for setting up of industries and for making settlements. Settlement means for building up their houses, apartments, etc. In many of the underdeveloped countries where wood is the main source of fuel, where additional land is being brought under farming, or where shifting cultivation is being practiced, the forests are being rapidly destroyed. This problem has also increased due to the increase in the population. The removal of forest cover is called deforestation. So means when the forest and the natural vegetation is cut off, it is known as deforestation. Apart from destruction by humans, there are some other factors like fire, insects, diseases, and storms. They are also responsible for the destruction of natural vegetation. Now, we'll study what are the effects of clearance and the destruction of natural vegetation. The clearance and the destruction of natural vegetation has led to barren hill slopes. The reason is that when the natural vegetation is cut, when the trees they are cut, the hill slopes they become barren, having no vegetation, no plant, etc. Second effect is increased surface runoff, which means due to the cutting of trees and vegetation, when rain comes, the water, instead of recharging the underground water, gets run off and goes off to the mainland. The decrease in vegetation also results in soil erosion, and it also results in less underground seepage of water. Seepage means the water, instead of getting inside or percolating inside the ground, underground, it gets run off. Then it results in decrease in rainfall. It results in the destruction of habitat of wildlife, as we know that most of the wild animals, they live in forest. So these are some of the bad effects of cutting off, destruction of natural vegetation. So the effect of cutting the natural vegetation and destroying the natural vegetation has been realized, and that is the reason some initiatives have been taken to conserve the natural vegetation. Now we'll study what are the initiatives which have been taken. First is protecting the forest reserve. Second, increasing the area under forest cover. Means more and more land is brought into forest. Then third is discouraging the practice of shifting cultivation. because shifting cultivation leads to deforestation. Next, protecting forest from forest fire, planting adequate trees to make provision for future needs means more and more trees are being planted so that even the need of the future generation can be fulfilled. And last is encouraging social forestry. Social forestry means managing and encouraging the forest, means more and more trees are being planted. Now moving ahead, the next topic is distribution of wildlife. So what is wildlife? Wildlife means those animals which are not domesticated, means they live in their natural habitat, means they live in forest. We do not keep them at our home, we do not train them, they are not living like a pet animal. Okay, so we call them as the wild animals. These animals are the important part of our ecosystem, and no one actually knows that how many varieties of animals are there in the world. Over 1 million of species are already known, and in every year many new animal species are discovered. Each part of the earth has its own mix of animals, means different variety of animals are found in different parts of the world. And mainly these wildlife or the wild animals, they are found in forests, grasslands and deserts, which provide the natural habitat to these animals. Their natural habitat provides them shelter, a space for their normal growth, for movement, food, water, place for breeding, as well as for raising their young ones. Moving ahead, we'll now study about the various continents and the type of wildlife which is found there. Firstly, we'll study about Africa. Africa is rich in wildlife, and the variety of animals which are found in Africa are elephants, hippos, rhinos, pythons, crocodiles, gorillas, apes, and chimpanzees. They are found in equatorial forest, the forest which are in and around the equator. Grass-eating animals like deer, giraffes, zebras, stags, elephants, they are found in the savanna grassland. The flesh-eating animals like tigers, lions, leopards, they are found in these forests. And there are some other animals which are found in desert, and they are camels and ostrich. Next continent is South America. There is a variety of animals and the wildlife which is found in South America. First is rhea, which is a flightless bird just like ostrich. You can see the pic. And condor, which is the largest bird of prey in the world, is found in South America. Bird of prey, which means a bird which eats other birds and other animals. Anteaters and armadillos, they are the ancient mammals of South America. Llamas, they are found in Andes mountain, whereas anacondas, they are found in the marshy areas of South America. There are some other animals also which are found in South America, and they are monkeys, pumas, jaguars, alligators, and giant turtle. Next continent is Australia. Australia has also many unique animals. Half of them are called marsupials. Now what is marsupials? You must have seen a kangaroo. It has a pouch near its belly where it keeps its baby. So those animals are called marsupials. Some of the important animals which are found in Australia are kangaroos and koalas. The duck-billed platypus, emus, lyrebirds, kingfishers, kookaburras. They are some other significant animals and birds which are found in Australia. Next continent is Europe. Europe has limited wildlife as most of the forests have been cleared. Do you know why most of the forest has been cleared? To fulfill the increased demand for fuel as well as for agriculture. Some of the important species of animals which are found here are polar bear, wolves, wild boar, wild sheep, and native antelopes. Some fur-bearing animals are also found in Europe. They are minks, sables, ermines. Some of the important birds which are found in Europe are partridges, larks, cuckoo, skylarks, and nightingales. Next continent is North America. The northern part of North America experiences very cold climate. So the animals here in North America have fur on their body to keep them warm. The main animals which are found here are reindeer, musk oxen, sables, polar bear, and blue foxes. In the other part of the continent, there are some other variety of animals which are found, like mooses, elks, bisons, badgers, beavers, and hedgehogs. Next is Asia. Asia has a variety of wildlife. Some of the important animals which are found in the tropical areas are monkeys, sloths, leopards, tigers, elephants, and lions. There are some other animals which are found in the temperate areas are herons, cranes, bears, and foxes. Some fur-bearing animals are also found in taiga and tundra region, like lynxes, minks, sables, polar bears, musk oxen, and Arctic foxes. Now, the last continent is Antarctica. In Antarctica, there is a plenty of wildlife where land and water meet. The water body which surrounds the continent has creatures which range from small krills to whales. As you know that Antarctica is surrounded by water. So, it has a range of small krills. Krills, what are krills? They are the zooplankton, means a kind of a creature which is a food to whales, means they are eaten by whales. They are not actually the fish, but the small creatures which are actually animals but are eaten by whales. Penguins are the native to this continent and they have become a very important symbol of Antarctica. A bird named snow petrel, which resembles a white dove, is also found here. Some types of seals, albatross, they also live in the coastal areas, especially during the summer season. Moving ahead, the next and the last topic of the chapter is conservation of wildlife. Why the wildlife should be conserved? Conservation means why it should be protected. Let's study. As we have already read in our earlier classes that the human beings earlier used to live in forest and they were completely dependent on forest and the wildlife for their day-to-day needs. In the beginning, when they learned to civilize, they learned to domesticate various animals like dogs, sheep, goat, horses, cows, and camels. But as the life progressed, human beings, they learned various activities. But their activities have caused a great threat to the wildlife as well as to the forest. A lot of damage has been done by them to the wildlife. Reason is that the human beings, to satisfy their needs, they cut down the forest, they constructed roads, railways, they set up many industries, buildings, and also established many cities. For fulfilling their desires, they posed a lot of threat to the wildlife as well as to the vegetation. The damage that has been done to the natural habitat of these animals has led to the extinction of many species of plants and animals. Even the wildlife has been threatened by other people like hunters, collectors, poachers who hunt these animals for various purposes, like for doing the illegal trade of the various things which they get from animals like hides, skins, their nails, teeth, horns and feather. This has also increased the further problem. So to stop all this, an agreement or a treaty was signed among the various governments, which is known as CITES. It is an international body which stands for Conservation of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. This agreement was mainly signed to prohibit the trade of products that were made from endangered wildlife. What are the things done to conserve the wildlife? To conserve wildlife, the school children should be encouraged to take part in many of the conservation programs. People should be made more aware about protecting the wildlife, as well as many countries they have also developed wildlife sanctuaries and national parks and biosphere reserve in order to protect the natural vegetation and wildlife. So with this we come to an end of our fourth video, as well as with this our chapter is over. Hope you all have understood the chapter. Take care.